Are you trying to tell me, sir, Israel has used Pakistan to thoko Iran already?
Yes, yes. It has used the covert resources. Openly, nobody will say anything. You see, I told you, nobody gives you free lunches. It's always a give and take. You get $40 billion, you get $2.1 billion. China keeps quiet. It is not objecting to whatever Pakistan is getting because its debt will be served through all these grants which are happening. Chinese are also looking at it as a short-term benefit to its ironclad brother called Pakistan, higher than the Himalayas, deeper than the ocean, friendship. So, like in the beginning, I said Pakistan is born with this, or Pakistan was created by the British with this silver spoon in their mouth. That look, we are creating a geography artificially of a nation which does not fit any bill of a nation. The definition of nation is totally different. Definition of a nation is that you should be same homogeneous ethnic group, then you will be called a nation.
Sir, but
Otherwise you are a otherwise you are a
ये
state.
ये पूरे गेम
You
में
are a
एक बहुत बड़ा फ्लॉ है.
क्या है?
पाकिस्तान ठीक है, जो अपनी जेब में भर लेगा, सब कुछ ठीक है, समझ में आ गया. एंड इंटरनली आई एम टेलिंग यू सर, ट्रंप के अकाउंट में $1 बिलियन डाला है इन्होंने, सो दैट आसिम मुनीर बैठ के वहां पर लंच खा सके. वो भी है. $1 मिलियन क्रिप्टो करेंसी.
वो तो कई चीजों के लिए बोला जाता है. लाइक क्रिप्टो करेंसी हो गई. बलूचिस्तान में जो वो गोली खिला रहे हैं कि इतना 50 ट्रिलियन डॉलर पोटेंशियल इन बलूचिस्तान, and somebody is eating it, somebody is lapping it. Those are also in its own place
चाइनीज भी ले गए सर, चाइनीज
because
ले गए उन लोग
because
भी.
because Trump is seeing everything from a conflation
या
of national interest with personal interest.
बट सर, इसके अंदर ये पंगा तो सबसे बड़ा है ना. पाकिस्तान को एक शुड अंडरस्टैंड वन सिंपल थिंग, और ये बड़ा सिंपल सा लॉजिक है कि साहब आप ईरान, यू आर वर्किंग कि भाई ईरान को गिरा दिया जाए. लेट्स गेट द मिलिट्री एंड द मुल्लाज डाउन. फैंटास्टिक, बढ़िया है. अगला कौन आएगा? अमेरिका और इजराइल का टट्टू. सराउंडेड फ्रॉम 3 sides, and you have basically caused the death of China in this region.
See, what Pakistan, you must also understand the psyche of Pakistani military officers. You should have interacted with Pakistani military officers to know how they are. First thing first, they are very short-sighted. They look at immediate gains. They are basically military officers. They are not strategic thinkers.
ये कंपनी कमांडर हैं, कोर कमांडर नहीं है.
बेसिकली चलो कोर कमांडर भी ऑपरेशनल ही होता है, तो ऑपरेशनल तक मैं मान लेता हूँ. दे आर ऑल बेसिकली ऑपरेशनल थिंकर. देयर प्लान्स लुक एक्सीलेंट, ब्यूटीफुल till they are commenced. Once they are commenced, once they are commenced, I mean, take your mind right back from past wars. I will have lunch in Delhi, breakfast in Rajasthan, lunch in Delhi. Who said this? What happened? He got stopped at bloody Longewala only, यार. लंच तो दूर, लंच भी अपने अपनी साइड में खाना पड़ा, ब्रेकफास्ट भी अपने साइड में खाना पड़ा, and finally he had to go back. Kargil. I mean, a basic person who has professional military knowledge would know that come summers, snow will start melting, you will have no water, you'll die of bloody lack of water, which is now happening incidentally to them again through some articulation of after Op Sindoor. But that's a different articulation altogether. कहने का मतलब है कि ये प्लान इनका ये था, वी विल कट Leh with JNK, will fly a flag of JNK in Kargil and then roll down to Srinagar. because from there rolling down to Srinagar is not very difficult. You are just coming from top down. Least realizing that Indian Army is a large army. It may suffer initially some casualties, but it has the resilience to absorb even if it gets surprised. And that's what happened. It initially absorbed, and that then it unleashed the Bofors and the air assaults on the peaks of Kargil. And what happened? The water melted away, the guns started blazing, the bombs started falling, and the infantry started rolling. Their so-called Radakar, then NLI, and everything folded up. A 250-kilometer area folded up in just few weeks once the summer started.
नहीं वो ठीक है
Yeah,
सर,
we
बट
suffered.
इनको
We suffered casualty.
अपना फ्यूचर नहीं समझ में आ रहा है इनको कि भाई दे विल बी सराउंडेड ऑल थ्री साइड्स.
So Pakistan is known to be rationally irrational, right? And that's why I said they're short-sighted. They're short-sighted. And the worst thing with Pakistani military officers is, from the time they get commissioned, they are bred with this thought that Pakistan as a nation cannot be held together. The civilians don't have the capability to rule Pakistan. So therefore, it is bound and duty of every Pakistani army officer, not even Air Force officer, not even naval officers, army officer, to ensure that Pakistan remains intact, because the civilian hierarchy does not understand how to govern. They are not prepared for democracy. So even if the democracy has to be artificially created through rigging, through whatever they want to do, it should be done. So basically, they are internally orchestrating within Pakistan a system of kingmaker now. Earlier, they used to become the king themselves. Then they realized that all the blame comes onto them. If the public is getting hungry, if public is feeling unduly disturbed, so therefore they say, okay, take the blame, give the blame to. That narrative was also being blasted, but that narrative got resurrected by the beautiful game plan which this fellow played, Asim Munir, by giving that famous speech, followed it up with Pahalgam attack. You will not believe it. I have tweets in my handle. I may not, I mean, when I talk, I may not get 2 lakh views, but I get the direct communication from the powers that be. And the first, there were 3 threads which came directly to me in my notification, and they were not written by common public. The wording start, "Dear General." It's a comment by an army officer, and you can Pakistani army officer, and you can make out that it is a, who can that be? It would not be a Pakistani army officer or run of the mill. It would be either an ISPR guy or a our deep state. Dear General, for the first few days of Op Sindoor, we did not realize what was happening, but subsequently we got hold of our act and we started putting the narrative in our favor. Thread number 2, subsequently, be it economical, be it political, be it any kind of weakness which the country Pakistan was facing, the actions undertaken by Pakistan have been supported by the entire Pakistani nation, including Imran Khan. And now the nation of Pakistan is behind the Pak army. Third tweet: whether our economy crashes, before our economy crashes. Indirectly, he's trying to say, we keep telling that their economy is in doldrums, blah, blah, blah. He's written, before our economy crashes, before the waters in Indus run dry, the war will reach your soil. Be prepared for a religious war in return for what you are doing in Balochistan.
Bring it on.
So these are things not written by common public. These are simply professional writing to another profession. Why they are doing? They're not doing because I am Jan Dushyant Singh or something like that. They are doing it basically because of the kind of position I am in. So they are trying to send these kind of messages. Again, few days back there was a similar message which came out. So what I'm trying to say is that Pakistani military is somehow living in this make believe world that they are the keepers of Pakistan. They are the insurance of Pakistan as a nation. And I fully agree to that statement that mostly nations have army, but in the case of Pakistan, Pakistan army has a nation. It is perfectly fitting the psyche of Pakistan. Look, I have interacted with a lieutenant general, so-called GOC 12 Corps on the Western Front, opposing Afghanistan. I've interacted with majors, I've interacted with colonels, I've interacted with Air Force officers, I've interacted with naval officers of Pakistan. During our various, we keep having meetings mutually during courses in our life, in our professional life, UN and other places. This is their common belief. This is their thread. This is their raison d'etre. So if your mind is radicalized by these thoughts, why are you asking such rational questions to me? That's the way they behave, and they'll continue to behave like this. So if you say to me that is there going to be Op Sindhu 2 type of an action again, I would say yes. And believe me, it will take place in the next 6 to 8 months.
Mm.
And so therefore, it would be foolish on our part if you're not prepared for it. And hence, if you think or I think or the public think that our defense forces are not being prepared for this, then they are also mistaken. We are fully cognizant of this kind of a thing happening again, and we'll be prepared for it.
Mm.
Okay, so Pakistan does what it does first for the personal benefit, you know with this luncheon. It's not a first time one of behavior of Munir. Yeah, Munir is the only chief of the Pakistan army who was heading their economic committee, and he was going around in Saudi Arabia, Middle East countries, what asking for alms कि हमको पैसे दे दो. Munir orchestrated this whole luncheon bid to convey to his country. I told that thread. Convey to the people of his country that these politicians, these bureaucrats, these diplomats of Pakistan are useless. If anyone can help Pakistan, it is me. First, they spread a fake narrative that he has been invited for the 250th Army Day. Then they must have realized यार ये तो उल्टा पड़ गया. उन्होंने तो मेरे को ना invite किया. Neither was he seen anywhere in the US Army's platform. Then possibly what you are saying may be true. After all, there are many people who buy their lunches. He has bought his lunch. He has bought his
नहीं,
lunch little costly. He has bought his lunch little costly. But what
Hmm.
has he achieved back home? That he must realize.
Sure. But sir, I mean,
He has undermined the entire governance structure of Pakistan.
the
He
China
brought
factor, I mean, that's geopolitically very critical. ये China तो बाहर हो
no,
गया.
China is not Bahar. He would have taken the Chinese on board. And how to convince the Chinese on board? Yeah, we are trying to, kind of take maximum benefit from Americans also.